exactly.
Enjoy the day. Yeah. Let's hit it. Going to start in a minute.
Oh boy.
El Jimador is here to bring the Margarita moments. The ones where you're outside.
So hold on. El Jimador. You can get El Jimador in multiple flavors and also in multiple sizes. If you go to a corner store, you better be 21. If you're not 21, don't even go. Most of these guys won't even sell you if you are 21. Because if you don't have your ID, well, that's her problem.
$1,000 to upgrade their outdoor space. El Jimador, bringing the vibe. Click or tap the banner below to enter now. Please enjoy El Jimador 100% responsibly.
I didn't get paid for that.
I got.
Oh, what? They're giving me another one? I'm so sorry, guys. Fuck.
Opioids.
I was pregnant.
They're giving me
twice,
another one.
And I had used
How
prescription
unfair.
opioids both times. I knew that this was something
What
I
is
had to
this?
stop for the sake of my children
It's a
and for
good
myself.
question. What is this?
Damn it, dude. There we go. And 3. And nipples.
Possible. Visit cdc.gov/rxawareness.
Woo.
Calm.
Fuck it, we're going to our
Oh,
typics.
poor person.
Sorry, guys, I love you.
Ads invading. Oh no.
Okay, guys. Yeah. So, we have the stream finished. So, hi FCC. Yeah, you can see the pajamas, guys. I told you, he wears them.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so let's close the
Nice.
browser. You click the close, and let's move to the stage. Again, for everyone, we have spatial zone, so keep close. If you don't, you will not be able to hear. And let's come here. Sorry.
Fantastic hat, FCC view. Sorry, I was just admiring FCC views.
Yeah.
Outfit. I love that. Have people at an art show with pajamas on. It's brilliant.
Yeah, you are killing it more than anyone else with the beard, so that's pretty epic.
Yeah, it's been my dream. And finally, it's real.
Yeah, awesome. So, hello everyone, welcome to Somnium Space Metaverse. Welcome to Art and Coffee Gallery. This one is called Cafe. It's easy to remember because you can actually grab a cup of coffee, tea, or whatever outside or inside, chat with friends, see this wonderful art that changes every week. And today we have here the artist that created all these wonderful artworks here. Tori, here with me on the stage, and she is going to tell us all about her art, about her story, about different collaborations, about the community, because she's working on so many things and so many inspiring, even like very different platforms that maybe not many people know or for sure didn't know when she told it to me, because she's quite early in a lot of things. So let's give her the word so she can tell us where she's coming from and how did she become an artist.
Cool. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a lot to cover when I think about NFTs and all the different platforms I'm on. So the latest one is that Mint Base, they launched a Near platform. So that was really cool because you can do split revenues. So I'm hoping I'll sell some of our collab artific with the little painting I made of your screenshot will automatically split the sale and revenue to your wallet, which would be really cool.
Yeah, that one was awesome. I actually almost when I was announcing the collaboration, I didn't put this one, so I need to fix that after the exhibition. But it's actually a nice fit because then it would be sort of promotion both to you, to me, and to the artwork, which is actually really cool. It's not here, so if you are interested, you keep watch on either mine or better Tori's profile, because it's pretty cool. This from picture that was taken in the metaverse, and Tori saw it like inspiration and actually painted it using traditional techniques and then minted it on the network. So well, how cool is that?
Yeah, and there's 5 copies of it on Mint-based Near, and Near is something I'm pretty excited about because one of my favorite platforms at the moment is Paris, and I think you've got 2 works up on the next floor that are on Paris at the moment, and it's like little trading cards. You can kind of swap things. There's no what I loved about it when I discovered it was because I was used to like OpenSea and Rarible, where I was paying gas for every little tiny transaction. Like sometimes I was paying $50 gas just to buy something. This trading card platform, Paris, you can transfer, 1 million cards. It doesn't matter. You don't pay anything for sort of moving things around. And there's no gas for buying anything or sending something to friends, and it's just really cool. And near itself, the crypto is climate neutral, I think. So it's a pretty exciting one, and just that and the Mint Base are really cool platforms.
Oh, that's cool. So they are offsetting like what they are using as energy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, it's itself a lot more efficient than like Ethereum and things. So yeah, you don't have huge transaction fees or anything. It's just a tiny amount compared to like Ethereum and whatever else. Like I think it's even more efficient than Tezos, which is another one I'm super excited about. But yeah, very green, and the offsetting their carbon footprint, I guess. I haven't read enough about it. I just sort of skimmed over the article about how climate neutral it is. So that and Tez is very exciting. So I've done a bit on Hisset Nunk and Atomic Hub. I'm spending a lot of time on at the moment. But I started with OpenSea and I think I did Rarible a bit. It's kind of hard to remember. It's been a crazy time. I kind of went really hard for a couple of months, and I've been a bit out of the loop the last few weeks. But we did a podcast. We were sort of starting up a blog. There was a lot happening, and then the last few weeks I've been raising a new puppy, and it's just been pretty much full time, and so I feel a little bit out of the loop. But yeah, once he grows up a bit, I'll be back into it. Back to doing my 16 hours days or whatever and NFTs.
Yeah, puppies are cool. Puppies are cool.
Yeah.
And you can actually check it out on Tori's profile. There are a couple of recent pictures. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, he's getting big. So pinned to the top of my Twitter is a couple of the latest pictures of Cody. He's my new border collie boy. He's beautiful, but he doesn't like when I'm sitting around doing art because he gets really bored and wants to do stuff. So that's why I'm not around as much as I was. Because before I got him, I was doing sort of 16-hour days, just hanging out with the community. We have this community Discord called NFT Hype Squad. We did a couple of episodes of a podcast I was really excited about. We wanted to get on lots of artists and talk about projects and kind of make a sort of news source for our part of the NFT community. So that's been put on hold, sadly. And but I'm hoping to get back to all these things that I sort of had going on. And
we have someone here on the Twitch, Inderator. Hello, welcome. If you want to join us, you can. Maybe you already did. I don't know. We had some new user here, 177500. So it's you. Hi. If not, you can still join us. I will post a link. Oh, it is. So that's awesome. Perfect. Oh, you have a fan here. Funny. Oh, you have a lot of fans, but you have a new one, so that's cool. Yeah, you guys can see we can do a lot of cool stuff here.
Yeah, the dancing emote is great.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, so today is maybe not going to be so much fun. You would like to maybe party a little bit more. So if you want to, you can hit the party tomorrow. We will be celebrating 5,000 followers. and will be a lot of fun. Will be a lot of live music. But now let's get back to you. You talked about a lot of platforms, and like you were discovering them quite early. I would say it wasn't just like most of the people learned about Tezos quite recently, and of course, like the value proposition is huge, even if just now there are some issues with some exploits. But yeah, I'm sure if I will be able to sort it out. But still, also the Neo, the Paras, and other ideas. Oh, you can't hear anything. You guys can hear me or not? You have to just hit F.
Yeah, I can hear you. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
she's.
Yeah. So refresh the browser. Yeah, so guys, if you can't hear, like it can happen. The session is long, and these WebXR technologies, they are quite new. So just hit F5, refresh, and come back, and you will be fine. Oh, and while we are waiting for Tori to come back, we can just look around to see these beautiful artworks. Outside the sculpture, it's actually 3D. You can then when we finish, you can explore it. You can even walk on the other side. It's a little bit tricky, but it was made by my friend Andy Roots. It's actually NFT as well. Hi Tori. Is it working now?
Am I back? Yes. Sorry,
Yeah.
was that my internet being rubbish or?
No. Sometimes it's just the technology. Sometimes you need to just
Cool.
refresh it, and it works fine. If you can't hear anything, then it's usually this one.
Just a refresh. Sweet.
Yeah. So it usually happens. So yeah, nothing unusual.
Okay. Good.
Okay. So tell us maybe about a little bit about yourself and your journey as an artist before NFTs. So were you always artist, or is it something recent?
No, yeah, I've always done it since mum says I've been drawing since I was 3 years old, and I always loved it, and it was my favorite thing at school up until about high school. But then in high school, we were looking at the young British artist movement, so conceptual art, and I really hated it. So I kind of branched into I got really into DeviantArt because that was starting up at the time, and I was into anime and cartoons and everything. So that was what I was drawing all the time, and I think my work still looks massively cartoony. You know, it's often got very bold outlines and bright colors and things, and I think that's just a consequence of being very into anime. And the stuff at the time was like Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon was around, but it wasn't so big at my school. And Invader Zim was my absolute favorite. And I started getting into video games, and so the style of video games really kind of changed what I was drawing. And me and my brothers got addicted to like RuneScape, and then Halo came out, and the Elder Scrolls games, and it just kind of, I spiraled into being less interested in the serious art that we were being taught, and more interested in like this, I guess, pop culture art and comic books and things like that. So it's something that sort of bothers me about my work now, is that it looks, cartoony and things, but I'm trying to just embrace it and not try to be a serious artist. but there is a lot of pressure. I feel that
really?
well, especially in the real world. Yeah, sorry.
From who?
The New Zealand art scene, really. Like I enter exhibitions, local galleries and art shows around here, and my paintings have never sold. And I think it's this kind of the scene is very much, they're looking for maybe realism, landscapes. New Zealand native birds are really popular, and that's, or maybe like floral arrangements, still lives and things like that. So sort of not as illustrative, I guess. It's more, that sort of classic fine art look. And I've been doing this full time for at least 10 years, and I'd be lucky if I sold a painting once a year, like to somebody outside my family. Like my mum and my brothers have always supported my work, but
Oh, that's great.
any of the shows, yeah, but any of the shows and things I entered, I would never sell anything. It was very disheartening. And then I jumped into NFTs, and there's like this, suddenly found people who really like my work, and I think I made a couple $1,000s in like 2 months, which was insane because before I'd be lucky if I got $100 a year. I was just spending tons of money on paint and canvas and stuff, and not selling anything. It was definitely just, I felt very not liked by the local art scene. So getting into NFTs, I've been able to like find people who actually don't mind my dorky, cartoony, bright colored work. They kind of like super supportive and happy to buy my NFTs, and that's been amazing.
Yeah, I think this is important like insight into how the NFT world compares to the traditional world, where what I get from the people is usually that the traditional scene is very, there's a lot of doorkeeping. That it's hard to get there from like both sides, both artists and collectors. So I guess in this your example, maybe just like some people that like this particular type of art and don't let anyone else in than doing this on both like artists and collectors. And it's just like this self enforcing dynamic where you just get more and more of the same.
Yeah, it really is. And a lot of the galleries I found really boring in Christchurch, the town I live near. And it's hard, and you do feel like an outsider and like you don't fit anywhere. So NFTs kind of gave me somewhere where I felt like my art had a place, and the community, the NFT Hype Squad especially, just been so super supportive. And there's people who want to collab with you and work on stuff, and they're all so enthusiastic about making art, but also just so enthusiastic about each other's work and are excited to be collectors. That's one of the most motivating things I've found getting into NFTs, is that I can be a collector, and I've got a ridiculous amount of NFTs now. On Atomic Hub especially, I own like something like 3,000 NFTs, which is insane because you can get these. Yeah, because you can buy little artworks for like 19 cents, because they have huge edition sizes, and then on OpenSea and just on Ethereum, I have a huge collection that I'm so proud of, and a lot of it's from friends, some of it's from people I don't know. That's just art that I really wanted to support, and that's massive. And as somebody who's not, I don't really have the ambition of like being super rich or anything. I'm quite happy just being comfortable and, being able to feed myself. So being able to buy up tons of other art and support artists I want to support is a huge motivator, which I hadn't found before as well. I wasn't really interested in, buying the Lambo or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I think like what more is there than just do what you love, and actually be able to even shape the community by both buying the art and also helping other artists and collaborating with them, because I know you do a lot of that. You already mentioned it. So maybe we can jump at the part of the community building, because before the puppy, you were like super active.
Yeah.
Working these 16 days, 16 hours a day.
16 hours, yeah.
So,
It was crazy.
so tell us more about that.
Yeah, it was so I kind of had to adjust because I'm in New Zealand. I had to adjust my body clock to sort of fit the busy time in the NFT scene and in our community in particular. So I was sort of sleeping from about 4 a.m. through till 1 p.m. if I could last that long. And just, I've been somebody who's in the past just not wanted to get out of bed in the morning, but once I discovered the NFT thing, I was just like jumping out of bed in the morning, just so excited to go and see what everybody's up to and catch up and do stuff. And yeah, it was just so much of my day was spent just talking to people via Twitter and then Discord, hanging out. The NFT Hype Squad does a lot of like just sitting in the voice and video channels like Terry and FCC View and Tyler Ross and a whole lot of people. Calico Cat, who's a tattoo artist and fantastic NFT artist. She makes the rare duckies and everything. They'll just hang out in the voice chat and just, sit there and make work, but hang out together. And so that's kind of like that group of art friends that is like a dream come true to someone like me who's kind of not really found that in real life. And yet then, we all just start talking about, okay, we should do a podcast. Oh, we should do, we should set up this blog. We should have, before I got the puppy, we were talking about setting up a flea market, like a special event for selling secondary, getting secondary sales and things like, so showing our collections and selling things on. And it's
Wonderful
just, it always,
idea.
we had a lot of people really enthusiastic about it. We just haven't got around to organizing it, sadly. But just creating community events and things is really exciting. And there was like the Graffiti Queens event. I think that was Decentraland and Somnium maybe, and Crypto Voxels as well. And the Hype Squad got a Crypto Voxels gallery, and there just seemed to be so much going on all the time that you do have to leap out of bed and just go hard all day to sort of keep up with it. And it's hard now feeling like I've sort of been left behind because real life calls. But raising the puppy has been awesome, and I'm sure I'll get back into it because you make friends and they check in on you and sort of catch you up on things and reassure you that you haven't been forgotten in the time you've been away and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, and we can see them here supporting you. FCC over there. T3D Art
pajamas.
is on the Twitch chat saying hi.
Oh, awesome. Hello.
So it's really cool. Yeah, you have a lot of friends here. And as I always say, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So
Yeah, and we all talk about that. We're in it for the long haul, and people sort of, the investor types talk about that as, it won't pay off for 5 to 7 years. But for us, I think it's more actually just making a friend group that's going to be with you there for the rest of your journey, through your whole art career. It's like the people who you're going to make things with and collab with and who you want to follow on their journey as well. And so community building is not something I knew a lot about. I had to learn sort of that how to do things. Like, we started having regular meetings to sort of discuss things. And I was lucky that I had someone in the community who was willing to write up agendas and take notes at the meeting. So sort of got us more organized because we were definitely.
Oh, so no, I probably lost the audio. Okay, sorry guys, we are back in a second. Happens sometimes as happened to Tori before, so it happened to us, but we are right there back. It will take a little while to catch up, but it's going
to talk because it's your interview. I don't want to interject.
Oh, well, we'll catch up properly later.
You look really cool dancing. Let me dance as well.
Yeah, we
I've
will
got
do
a party
questions.
tomorrow.
We will for sure do questions at the end. So yeah, we can for sure. You will be want to chat about art. I think it will be wonderful to just prolong it. We don't have any special time where we need to finish. So
Cool.
yeah.
Have a pajama party afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, actually, it's sort of becoming a tradition. Just before we stop the stream, we do the dance, everyone. That make it to the
Awesome.
end. So for us, it's becoming quite cool. Okay, yeah. So sorry if I got disconnected for a second. I'm back. We were
good.
talking about the community. Maybe now we can talk about the different styles of art that you are doing, and about the how did you get to them, because they are sometimes quite obscure, not really something that you would see in on every corner of the NFT space. So I think it's pretty exciting. So tell us about that, about those different directions.
Yeah, thank you. It's it is nice to feel like my work is exciting for people sometimes, because in the real world galleries, I'm just another painter, whereas in NFTs there's not many people, just traditional artists who've come across. So I kind of feel very lucky that I'm here with people who are excited for my work, just because it's physical paintings. And I really thought when I was first learning about NFTs, I thought the community would be completely uninterested, or even reject me completely because I was not a digital artist, or doing some great animations and things like that, or 3D. I thought, oh, maybe I'm going to have to learn 3D if I want to get into NFTs. But people are just super supportive of the fact that I'm a traditional artist coming in, and that's been exciting, because I love paint. It's what I've always gravitated to. So being able to just get out the acrylics and oil paints and know that that's kind of special now. It's not just another painter in the gallery. It's not so boring. It feels really good, because I stuck to it. But I always thought, I'm so old-fashioned. Nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to want traditional paintings. But I am really interested in technology and stuff. I've never really had the mind for it. I have some basic Photoshop skill, but it's very basic, and I've never learned animating or anything like that. I just struggle to sit down in front of the computer and make art. So. But I love GAN technology, generative adversarial networks, so AI sort of machine learning tools. So I've gotten really into that. So that this one behind us is based on a artbreeder image. Artbreeder.com is fantastic and very addictive, and kind of my new obsession. I probably make a few hundred images a day, just sitting down and mashing images together. And so this is a oil painting. It's sort of a medium size canvas, I guess. I think it's a 60 by 40. So it's quite nice to have it this large, because it's quite a lot smaller IRL. And I just take the artbreeder image and then kind of try to I stick to some things that as closely as possible, but I try to also just introduce paint texture so that it doesn't look so smooth and digital, and which is so you kind of get that sort of rough look, and the texture often shows up really nicely on the scanner, and but use all of the things that the AI does so well, so bright colors and strange shapes and everything. So I guess I've always liked surrealist art, and AI kind of does that really well. It makes very surreal, strange images. So I can just use those as references, because I'm not so interested in painting still lives or landscapes or anything. But the virtual world and especially these AI creations are just so fascinating to me. I love it, and it I can spend hours and hours every day making images, but it always keeps surprising me with what it makes. So I guess at the moment I'm in kind of a state of just worshipping these these AI creations and sort of painting just what I love, the things that it makes that I'm most attracted to.
I think like this is so like cool on so many different levels, because like if you think about it, like what the AI actually does is like discover some hidden patterns and bring like some are like enhanced and some are just deleted or put down. So then it allows us to see some of these hidden patterns in our own world. It's like it's really cool to actually use this as a sort of inspiration or just a tool of discovery. And then second layer is for me like really cool, especially when we are here in the metaverse, and it will go farther than currently just like looking at the metaverse sort of in the web, but you can get inside with the VR headset, and there are some steps to get it even more immersive, and there will be like development in the technology, but still you are using or like you are taking the things from the like physical world and putting them to this like artbreeder, asking like AI to give you some opinion about the world, and then you are using back like traditional methods, and then you use it and put it into the blockchain or put it here into the virtual gallery. So it's like so many different layers of abstractions to actually create or to have here something like this that we can watch. This is like amazing if you just think about it this way.
Yeah, I really like that too, and kind of it feels like collaborating. So I just always I have that kind of reverence for machines and technology, and so it's an act of worship and also like collabing and me kind of trying to make friends with with our future
that's
lords and masters, the AI.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's actually like collaboration with the machines. That's so awesome.
It's fun, and there's also that really attractive part of these artbreeder images is they almost look like something. So they always make me stop. Your brain kind of stalls a bit, and because you get so many objects that are kind of recognizable but not quite, and I really love that, an image that can make you stop and go, wait, what's actually going on there? And there's so much oddness about it. I really love that.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah, so
especially like going back to the to the traditional methods, sort of like using this to still be working with the methods that you like.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
Yeah, and I love paint. It's just it's a fantastic fun. And if anybody hasn't played with paint before, I know like digital art is definitely the future, but just throw some paint around a little bit. Like it's great fun. It's really really great. And but I can see kind of like I was a bit worried about having this show with you because I feel like I don't have a consistent body of work at the moment, and you can kind of see that my art's all over the place. I think I'm very much just trying to work out what I want most to do. So this is probably, I think this is the only oil painting we have in here at the moment. I have done some smaller ones on artbreeder images, but like the bright purpley one over there is kind of a different method again, and that bird behind you, Artific, is actually it's my painting applied straight to an artbreeder image. So they're all quite different. They're not exactly like this one that I just explained. And this is an older piece, the Madonna cat lady thing from, I think you can see down there, in 2018. It is pretty much just a straight acrylic painting, so kind of has nothing to do with my current work looking at AI images. So yeah, my NFTs are definitely, I don't know if there's enough consistency there, and maybe that's, you know, sort of why I've sort of failed to impress upon any big collectors or anything. But I like that I'm just figuring it out at the moment and trying to work out what I want most to do.
Yeah, well, for one, I think like especially the way how I displayed it, it's actually like look quite consistent.
Yeah, it definitely looks a lot better in here than it does on just like my web page or whatever. It's really nice.
Yeah,
You
it's
can see
just,
the bright colors and things. Yeah.
yeah, because like on like the art is generally not made to be displayed on a website. So it's we think in spatial dimensions. So and then if you put it here like that and make it as sort of like a story of colors and so on, the looks very cohesive, I would say. And yeah, it's just not typical. I think it might be similar as in the traditional world, I guess, where finding you have like really narrow niche, I would say. I think it's like super cool, especially when I remember when you created the first drawing that you minted together with me. Then you actually posted it somewhere, and I was saying you that people from Somnium will love it, and you almost immediately got a commission for that for art to see of this world. So
yeah, that was cool.
So it's very niche, but like I believe that as you said, like it's for the long run. So for the people that are in niches like this, it's just to like establish yourself.
Yeah, and I guess sorry, Karen.
No, that was it.
I was gonna say, like, I get scared of sharing my work because I'm like, you know, where does it actually fit? Does it go with my style? And you know, who am I going to be disappointing or impressing? And I think a lot of people kind of feel that, especially, you know, maybe newer artists, because you know, the things that rise to the top and that we see are projects that are incredibly polished and consistent and maybe have a lot of funding behind them as well, and are sort of very well organized, and we think, well, I'm just kind of practicing and experimenting, and but I'd like to see more of that, more of just artists in the space who are actually growing and, you know, just figuring things out. Like, you know, don't have it completely perfect yet. I think perfect is very boring, and, you know, we need to encourage people to experiment and share. And but yeah, it can be very scary when you see a space where you know, lots of other artists have got it figured out, and they've figured out what their style is, and they've got a method for, you know, and the people at the top, you know, like Beeple and Pack and all that, they you kind of get the feeling as an artist that you have to be producing masterpieces, and that might be all that's allowed, you know. But I would like to, for the NFT scene to remain, you know, you can share a sketch that you've worked on, or you can just, you know, it can be a rough painting or a prototype or a conceptual piece, you know, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be super well planned, and it doesn't have to fit within, you know, some kind of style that you've made yourself fit into, that you can muddle through it, you know, sort of just make it up as you go. because yeah, that would be really scary to me, is kind of being in a space where I feel like I'm the only person who hasn't figured it out, you know, and everybody else has got a plan.
Yeah, well, I think that's this idea that we present the best for the outside, but and we see others as they present the best, but we see ourselves the most critically, most of us, because like we know all the issues that we are dealing with, but we don't see the issues in the other people. So yeah, I think it's probably there are some people that have it figured out, and some people that have it sort of even like a maybe business or understand the business part, which is also important because there are some ways how to do it successfully. But yeah, maybe like Ted is saying here, the niche, a new hidden gem. So yeah, a lot of people that are just starting as people and so on, they were not starting as the famous people, and everyone saying, "Oh, this is good, this is great. I want to buy this for millions." As it's sort of what we see at the end, but you know.
Yeah, I worry. I guess it's like this kind of attitude in the scene, because so many people have made, you know, such huge amounts of money that you know, somebody might buy a piece of art from a new and upcoming artist, and then, you know, 2 weeks later go, "Oh, you're a scam because it hasn't appreciated in value by 1,000% or whatever." You know, I want I want as much variation as possible in the art scene, I guess, and you know, support for artwork that's not perfect, because I think that just comes from I spend a lot of time looking at art history, and some of my favorite movements are the ones with just the craziest range and variation. So things like the outsider art movement and Dada and surrealism, and, you know, these things that just seemed so inclusive and gave people a chance, you know. And yes, there is so much of that in NFTs, which is why I love it so much. But I'm keeping an eye on some of the trends of you know, expectations in the scene.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that wasn't actually it for the styles. So we were talking about the one behind me, the bird. Is it bird?
Yeah.
I think you were saying bird.
some sort of bird.
Yeah. So yeah, you can continue the descriptions of the styles and the pictures. Yeah, wherever you want to take it.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so we got quite a lot of different mediums. So the one I was talking about, this Hacker Garden, the red one here, is an oil painting, and I just realized you do have another oil painting of mine, which is that tiger, the small tiger over here. The Arty Tiger is an oil painting as well. So that was made with the same method. It's an artbreeder image that I've then done an oil painting of. But this one is a digital image, so it's an artbreeder image that I liked, and I use Deep Dream as well as one of my other favorite tools to apply this painting next to it, which is so this is an acrylic painting, the one I'm standing by now, of a Deep Dream image of we were talking about how abstract it is. So this is a tricky one. So this is a acrylic painting of a Deep Dream generated image of another painting I did. So I repainted that and then applied that as a deep style to a artbreeder image to get this image. So yeah, there was, I think the original painting was a study of a Polish artist that I really like. And so, yeah, I did a watercolor kind of sketchy study. Then Deep Dream generated an image from that, which I really liked. And I painted that in acrylic. And then this acrylic painting was applied as a deep style to this, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, a few steps. But it's a lot of fun. I really like the I've used this painting with its bright colors as a few. It's kind of like applying a filter, I guess, but it does a really beautiful job of styling whatever image you want, and yeah, it's good fun, and it kind of turns it into this thing that looks like a painting, but you know, you've got some of the texture and things in here. But,
yeah,
but I
I'm
didn't
sure,
have to paint it.
yeah, I'm sure a lot of people will be playing with that artbreeder. That will be
Oh, it's so fun.
Google search trending.
Yeah, it is so much fun. Seriously, it's addictive though. You can just make hundreds and hundreds of images, and it's great. You know, you might find a dog picture that you really like, and then you might mix that with a landscape and turn it into a building or a mechanical dog, and it's incredibly, yeah. Just watch your time, because you might lose hours and hours to it.
Seems cool. Yeah, I need to try it.
Yeah, and this one over here is different again. It's very much looks like this one, and that's not an accident. It's so it started off kind of as a desert with this image of PAI in the center of it. PAI is someone I consider a friend. They're poetic artificial intelligence, or I think their Twitter name is @NFTI, and I spelled EYE. And we collabed on another piece. I did a painting of them as a floating eye in the sky with wings around it, and they really liked that painting and incorporated it into a animated video with they do a lot of poetry and animation, and I loved that, and it was really exciting to see my paintings move, because I have no animating skills, so I've never seen that before. It was really cool, and we've talked about doing more collabs. So this piece, yeah, looked a lot different through each of the steps. So it started as a desert just with PAI floating, and I scanned it each of the steps in 1200 DPI. So I think there was 12 scans in the end of this image as it progressed, as the painting progressed, and then they're going to hopefully use those to make some kind of animation again with poetry and yeah, things incorporated. So it got to the point of being a desert with these ravens flying around it, because they originate from something called raven's eye. And then I asked Deep Dream again what it saw from these ravens and the picture I had, and it generated again something sort of similar to this painting. And then I applied this painting again as a deep style, so which is why it's turned out looking so much like it. So yeah, again, like I said, I use this painting for a lot. this one, it's also a part of a can collaboration that's going to be dropping on Calamint soon, which is just this image wrapped around a can, which is what it was originally made for. But yeah, this painting again has had that one applied to it as a style, but then I've painted it, physically painted it, not just left it with the Deep Dream result.
Ooh, yeah, I probably love this one the most.
Really? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad, because it took a long time, and you know, sort of scanning it each time. I was waiting for it to dry between each sort of step, and I'm really excited to see what PAI does with it, because we're also going to set it up on, I forget the name of the service, but there's a service where you can get an app and hold your phone up to it, and the painting will move like a AR, augmented reality. So the actual, so this is what the physical painting looks like, and you'll be able to hold your phone over it in real life and then see the animation that PAI is going to make. So it'll move, and it'll have sound and everything, which is really exciting. So I'm hoping to actually show this piece in a real gallery in a show I have in September, which is going to be it's going to be really cool because I'm like the NFT scene has given me so much confidence, right? So like before, where I felt like a real weirdo when I would go to these art shows and everybody else has kind of serious art. Now I'm going to be pretty proud to like show this collab and have my bright wacky stuff because I yeah, it's kind of
because there are probably like more people interested in your art than their art. So far.
yeah, maybe. And I know that my friends have kind of got my back and they think it's cool, so that's what matters.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like this one, so it's, looks it has some like spiritual like energy, with the eye in the middle, the like these eyebrows things. It's almost like a rays of light coming out of it. It's yeah, it's really cool.
Oh, I'm glad you said spiritual because yeah, that's what I was going for. And it kind of before it got the deep dream filter, it looked a lot like like an icon or like an altarpiece because I had this kind of mandala thing behind the eye you can see.
Right.
And yeah, it was kind of a worship piece. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I absolutely get the vibe from like that. Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
Cool. Probably why I like it.
Yeah, I'll link you to the when we get the animation. I'll throw the link at you so you can like
awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Cool. So do we hit the second floor or do we have something here? I think we covered the first floor, but maybe you want to.
Yeah. If you've got the time, I don't mind carrying on talking. I know I've already kept you for an hour though.
No. Well, this was actually 50 minutes because we started 10 minutes later, so we are fine.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, let's head to the second floor.
Yeah, the Madonna and Cat Lady one is an older piece, as I said, but that's acrylic on canvas. Oh yeah, there's this was a
Yeah, let's wait for everyone to join us because they will not be able to hear from downstairs.
Oh yeah.
We have the fastest people already here. Let's wait for Lilith.
Yes,
it's a little bit
speedy people.
It's a little bit more difficult to do it on phone. So
right.
Yeah, you
I
have
haven't
like
tried it on phone.
Yeah, you have this like blue joystick thing. It works nice, but if you have just one screen to get there, comparing to like a whole keyboard, mouse, and big screen, that's more difficult. Okay, so tell us about this one. It's actually from the Metaverse, right?
Yeah. So you gave me my first ever tour of Somnium. I'd never been in it before, and I was just amazed and taking a lot of screenshots because I thought everything was so cool. And we went and saw your other gallery spaces and the little studio, and I really loved your pink lake house gallery. So yeah, this was one of my favorite screenshots, and I just had to do a little acrylic painting of this screenshot that I took because it's so cool. Like you just get things that you would never see in the real world, like the sort of the pink outline of the building changing the color of the tree that was in front of it. Like game bugs and glitches and things have always fascinated me, and so like cool visual effects like that I think are really neat, and I want to play with them and paint them and things. So it's like back in the days of Halo. Which Halo was it? I think it was number 3 that like introduced like the recording feature and taking screenshots and stuff. And like as soon as that was available to me, I was taking screenshots of all the buggiest, glitchiest parts of the game because I just think they're really cool looking. And with this, I loved this bright tree, sort of laid over the top of the lake house, and the color in the background. It goes into that love of surrealist art, and video games are very surreal at times. And the hill in the background and the sky were just this really moody, surreal color, and yeah, I just loved the whole scene. It was great fun. So yeah, I just painted that. It was a pretty quick little acrylic painting, and yeah, I liked it sort of being a selfie from my first my first Somnium visit.
Yeah, yeah, this was pretty cool. That there were like buggy shaders that made it look really cool. So it
Yeah,
was pretty amazing. Yeah, it's
yeah. I
actually
don't like calling them bugs. I think they're features.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I think if games looked completely perfect, like it wouldn't be as interesting to me. But I know that's what a
All
lot of
right.
games are going for now. You know, pure realism. But we've got realism. Like games should be games.
Yeah. Well, actually, for the people, this is like really interesting concept. I called it hunting for glitches, and there's actually a whole art scene that's doing this. I was doing the interview with this other guy Ahmed, and he's like pushing the graphic card to its limits to get glitches. And I was asking him if he can like recreate it, so he would know. Okay, if I do this and this and this, then I get this glitch. He said like no, it's like
Oh, wow.
completely random. So like just push the
Yeah.
hardware to the limit, like overclock it
Yeah.
to almost like dying, and
Yeah.
you get these like very interesting graphical things. He takes a screenshot of it and mint it. So it's quite a
Oh,
lot
that's
of
amazing.
interesting
I
work.
need to follow that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I will send
Totally
you
into
a
it.
link, or I can put it into the description of the video for people that are interested.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's actually the same thing as you are doing here with the metaverse, where in this case it was actually predictable because it was just a sort of feature of the
Yeah.
shaders that wasn't working like as you would expect.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's awesome. I love following those sorts of artists and artists that are doing kind of novel things with video games and making art. So, an artist I discovered yesterday that I'm now a huge fan of is using The Sims 4 to, you know, how you can make your sim into an artist and you know instruct them to paint things. So she was taking in-game screenshots and then having her sim character paint them onto the sim canvas, and then selling those. I guess just screenshots of the painting as NFTs on Hisadanka. It was just I just thought that was such a cool idea. I hadn't seen like artwork made by game characters being sold. You know, it was really cool.
Yeah. Oh, so many interesting ways how to make art.
Yeah, huge variety of ways. It's really hard to choose. Yeah, there's so many things to do.
Yeah, and how much better is like just exploring this than just like doing something that would sell. Like I always think about it
Yeah,
as a way. Okay, like if I want to make or need to make money, then it's maybe just better to get a job and
yeah.
to do the job to get the money, but then keep the art for doing what you love.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I just think, yeah, it's we fall into getting again less variety if we're all just worried about what's gonna sell.
Yeah,
I just think
yeah,
it would be so much more boring.
exactly. Okay, and the one at the other side is again something completely different.
Yeah, I love these. So these are my favorites in the whole gallery because I didn't make them. So yeah,
It's
everything
not a
else is, you
terrible
know,
thing to say.
it's just, yeah, I'm super critical of my own work and I love these so much. So these are my artbreeder creations, and I am selling these as, so this one, I decided to give my artbreeder images like Latin names, so they sound kind of like scientific exhibits.
Hmm.
So so I have a set of cards on Paris called Pulchra Canis for this one, which is like just beautiful dog. Um, and it's a series of 10 cards made by Artbreeder that are these beautiful canine creatures. They're kind of a mix of a bear and a dog, and they've turned out looking kind of like amazing paintings somehow. It's really hard to know with Artbreeder sometimes what combinations are going to work, but sometimes you can just hit the randomize button and get a whole lot of really cool results. So I couldn't actually tell you the genetics of this particular combination, but I do have it on my Artbreeder account, of course. But I find something that works really well, and then I just make like hundreds of iterations on the same genetics, because you know, the pictures that are used to make up an image are called genes, and then yeah, I just went through and chose my 10 favorite, and I upped the resolution with a tool called Gigapixel AI, which is from Topaz Labs. And all this information is with each art piece as well. So I upped that resolution, and I think sharpened it. I can't remember if I sharpened this one, but some of them were very blurry as well, so I sharpened them up a bit. And then, yeah, turn them into cards on Paris. And this is like, I'm just amazed at this one in particular. Oh, trying not to fall off. I just, the colors in here are so, it's like fantasy and surrealism, and it's a cute dog. It's got everything going for it. And I just, you know, it's the one result that looked like this, you know, out of like 100 variations of the genes that I did. And I'm just absolutely in love with it. And I think, you know, sometimes it's a little bit dangerous for me using this tool, because I'm like, I'm never going to paint ever again, because this does it so much better. It does such a better job. But it is good for my painting as well, because I'm looking at these things and trying to work out what it's doing right and what I can practice. So yeah, I'm quite happy to mint these as collectible cards on Paris, but I'm also looking at the color and lighting and shading and just what works. So I do feel like I'm learning from it, and hope, you know, I do still love using paint, so I won't let it put me off completely from painting.
And you actually, I saw on your website something called popularity contest that is linked
Yes.
with these collectible cards. So can you tell us more about that, how it works?
Oh, popularity contest, yeah. So because Paris is so like, you know, transactions and fees free kind of for transferring and minting and everything. Minting doesn't cost you anything on Paris. It's insane. So for popularity contests, I make these dorky cartoon characters, and they are so who have I done so far? I did a Paris Hilton, spelled Paras, like the platform, and I did one as like a fan art of a crypto palm who's kind of the leader of the NFT hype squad. And and I did a CryptoPunks kind of looking character. And anyway, I sort of line up these three contestants, and they're very cartoony, very simple paintings in watercolor, and make these cards, and you can mint 14,000 copies of each, because it doesn't cost you anything, and then sell them for like 2 cents. And basically, I was counting each one that's sold as a vote for that character. You know, the more popular character gets more cards sold. And then I was also burning 1,000 cards a day. Again, it doesn't cost you anything to do that. So the amount available reduces by a lot each day. And obviously the character that sells the most is going to be the least scarce. So I kind of liked that as a game element in my mind, that like the least popular character, you know, the is going to be worth a bit more in the long run, because there might be only a handful of those cards around. So, you know, it's like the unpopular kid kind of gets to win at the end of the day. But I was also then making variations of the cards at the end of the 14 days with wearing medals around their neck for however many they sold. So we'd have a first place gold medal and then second place and third place. And whoever collected the most votes during the 14 days would get a 1-of-1 card with like a special border and the character wearing the medal for whichever placing they got. So it was just kind of a little game I was playing, and I planned to do 99 characters. I've again been a bit behind because of the puppy, but my next set of 3 is pretty exciting, and then that'll run for 14 days again. And you can, some people just buy 1 card for 2 cents and that's all they want, and then other people buy 1,000. One of my friends bought, I think, 4,000 copies of one contestant because he just wanted to have the most of the card so that he could win the medal. He just went all in, and it's great fun. And again, kind of goes into like my need to play games and make dorky things.
Cool. Which game is your most favorite of all time?
Oh gosh, that's really hard. It's hard to know whether I answer with something like from my childhood or something from now as an adult. Like the game I've probably spent the most time on is Ark Survival Evolved because I love dinosaurs. And I think I have like 1,600 hours, or probably about 2,000 hours now because I've been playing so much. And that's just, it's beautiful. It's really addictive. You can build stuff and you can tame dinosaurs. So, it's kind of perfect. But if we were talking about like me wanting something that kind of sounds cooler, I would say probably Karushi, something from like PlayStation 1 way back in the day. Like we had these demo discs and stuff, that you would get with magazines. Mm-hmm. And I just loved Karushi. It was just this very niche a puzzle game and incredibly impactful little game.
Cool. And if you've, is there any game from the most recent ones that you are excited about?
Oh, like new release games and things?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe like a year back. Yeah, just some of the new ones.
Oh, I'm really out of touch with the game scene. I can't even remember what the last game was that I bought. But once I get the Oculus, I'm definitely getting into some because my brothers have been pestering me to, and you can download games specifically for. Oh, I'm looking forward to trying like VR painting and stuff as well.
Oh yeah, I saw some streams. It looks awesome.
Yeah, but I think like really the most recent release I got was probably The Forest, and that's probably a few years old now. Like I've really not been into new games.
Right. Well, you had your plate full with creating your own games. So.
Yes. yeah, and playing a lot of Ark.
Cool. So, anyone here has any questions for Tori? In the meantime, you can tell the viewers and everyone here where they can reach you. What's the best channel to use?
Oh, probably just Twitter, because anybody can DM me. It's so I'm at NFTtori. So yeah, that is 2 T's. I couldn't get NFTori, sadly was taken, but NFTtori is me on Twitter. Where else? Oh, I have my website, which I think also has my like email address and stuff if you prefer that. So that's just toribat.com, TORIBATT. And yeah, where else? I think website probably links to most things. It also has in my galleries on my website, each product has like a link to where it is in NFTs. So like Artific was saying, my popularity contest cards on there, you can click on a card and it should have the Paris link with the product description. And my website does need a lot of updating, but I'm also building a gallery of the stuff that I'm buying on there, which is really cool. I like to show off the art I'm enthusiastically shopping for. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that
yeah,
was,
I
that
think
was
it all
quite,
links to OpenSea and stuff.
yeah, that was quite a lot. So far, I will put all the links in the description of the video on YouTube. For those of you that are watching on Twitch, the name of the Twitch streaming contains the Twitter handle of Tori, so you can use it to get to all other links. If you like the show, you can follow, like, subscribe, and all those good stuff. And I don't know if it doesn't seem that we have any questions here. We made it quite long, so let's finish with the little dance.
Yeah.
And thank you everyone for joining, and see you around. Hopefully, see you for the party tomorrow at 10 p.m. Central European time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. It will be a lot of fun. So have a nice day.
Great.
And goodbye.
Thank you so much.